Everyone, so I am back today with a little makeup tutorial. My cousin Samantha, her friend Nicole, and my friend Allison all went back to school or started college, and right before they went, we all went makeup shopping in Ulta and picked out a palette for each of them, some brushes, and I figured that I would get on here, do a quick tutorial about going out makeup so that people who are going to school for the first time and want to get a little done up before they go out in college can do that. So without further ado, let's get started into the tutorial. So I have these two colors that I got while I was abroad, and I'm just going to mix them on the back of my hand, shake them up a little bit, and I'll do one pump of each. And I have my makeup like a drawer right out in front of me, so that's why if you hear anything, it's all right there. And I just opened up a brand new Real Techniques beauty sponge. I'm not balling out on a beauty blender. I can't afford it, so these come in a pack of 2 for like $11 when a beauty blender is $20 without tax, so this just works better for me. I just kind of blot my foundation all over my face. Nothing special. And making sure I get my neck as well, because like I said, I have no idea what color I am. My face doesn't match the rest of my body. And then I just pat this in. Just patting this all over. If I'm going to use a brush for foundation, I really like the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. You could use a stippling brush, a kabuki brush, a flat top foundation brush, whatever you have on hand, or your fingers. If you really don't have any brushes, just make sure that you either use Purell or wash your hands beforehand, because you don't want any germs that you have on your hands rubbing into your skin. So now that that is done, I am moving on to concealer. So I just use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I think this is less than $10, and I just do a few lines under my eyes, and I take the pointy end of my sponge, and again, you could do this, if you're going to use your finger, you're going to want to use your ring finger, and I just blend this all under my eyes, and that's it. That is all I do for my concealer. You can, if you want to, highlight with it. Put it right on your cupid's bow, a little bit on your chin, down the bridge of your nose, right in this area of your forehead. And then if you're someone who really is into brows, you can do it right under. You can do your concealer right under and right above your brows, and that'll really make them pop out. But since I have pretty decent eyebrows as is, I normally don't fill them in. Which, if you were, you can do any of these steps anytime you want. You could do your eyes first, eyebrows first, foundation first. This is just what I'm comfortable doing, so that's just how I'm doing it today. So now I'm going to set my makeup, and I have this NYX Mineral Set It, Don't Forget It powder, but whatever you have, powder, foundation, pressed powder, whatever you have, use it. There are no rules in makeup. Whatever you feel comfortable with doing, go for it and do it. So now this is called baking. So you just put the powder to set your concealer. This helps with filling in creases, making your concealer last long, and especially if you are going out, you want your concealer to not go anywhere. And then I just take a little bit on the rest of my brush and just powder my whole face. Set it. So now I'm going to let the concealer under my eyes set with the powder over top, and I'm just going to let that hang out. I'm not going to touch it until I'm ready to do my eyeliner and mascara. So now, at this point in my makeup, I usually move on to my eyes. If you don't already have some, I would highly recommend getting a eyeshadow primer, because it helps the eyeshadow stay, it helps to not crease. And you should take off your makeup every night, but if you don't and you go to sleep on your eyeshadow, I guarantee everything will still be there in the morning if you use an eyeshadow primer. This is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Sin. So this one has a little bit of color to it. And again, I just put some on the back of my hand. The tiniest amount. You literally need a drop. And pick that up, put it on my ring fingers, and get that all over my eyelid so that my eyeshadow stays for a long time. So then I always, every time I'm doing my makeup, I have a towel on hand so that I can just wipe my fingers off and wipe the back of my hand. And also, if you're someone who doesn't clean their brushes often enough, but you want to use different colors on your brushes, I just take my eyeshadow brush and a towel, a rag towel, and I just wipe it off on here. Try and get as much of the color off as you can. And it's not perfect, but at least you won't have a hot mess of colors all on your eyelid. So after your eyes are primed, I usually take a small flat brush, and today I'm going to be using my Morphe 350 palette, or 350 palette, and you can get this online, or just whatever colors you have on hand. I'm going to take this matte color up here and put that all over my lid just to set the primer and also give me a nice base for when I do the rest of my eyes. So then I take a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to be taking a matte kind of lighter color and putting that in the crease. So everyone's creases are different. You're going to want to find your crease when you open your eye. It's that right there. And this is your transition color. It definitely should not be the darkest color that you're using. For me today, I'm going to be using this color right here. It's kind of a peachy color. So I'm going to take that on my brush, tap off the excess, and just windshield wiper motions in the crease. This doesn't have to be precise. Since my crease is pretty low and I still have a lot of room above it, I tend to go pretty high with this color, just because if I focus all of my color down here, my eyes tend to look super small. So me personally, I tend to go pretty high with whatever my crease color is, my transition color, just so that it fills the whole space. So now what I'm going to do is get a darker color right in that corner, a darker brown, and this definitely should be a matte color. So I am going to take a MAC 217 brush, again super fluffy, just wipe it off a little on my towel here, and put it in any of the matte brown colors. I tend to use these two the most, these ones right here, but you could really go as dark or as rich as you would like. I mean, as dark or as light as you would like. I think today I'm going to go for more of the warm tone brown, and just pop that right in the corner. Now here you're going to want to use small circle motions to concentrate the color, and then I usually go a little bit bigger to bring it out. I'm going to go one more time. And always build up color that's a comfortable level for you. If this is too dramatic for you, then maybe you only do it once. But go little by little, because you can always add more color and more depth and blend it out more. But you can never, not that you can never, but it's super hard to go back once you've started. So this, I think, is where I'm going to stop for today. If I was going out personally, I would maybe go a little bit more. But again, it's all preference. Alright, so I like the way that that looks. Now I'll go back to this flat brush that I had before. And I'm going to go in with this kind of shimmery color right here. And this one I'm going to pop all over here in the majority of the lid, but not going above where we did that second crease, the first crease color, the transition color. And you could be done here. This is a beautiful eye look. It's not too dramatic, but it still feels like something extra than just your normal makeup routine. So now another thing that you could do is, if you had a lighter color, even lighter than this, maybe a white, you could pop it in the inner corner of your eye. You could really do your brows and put something shimmer under here, or a really light color. You could do whatever you want. You could also, if you're feeling bold, take the excess of the fluffy brush that you just did with this color down here and go pop it right under your eyes, whatever you're feeling. Just beware that if you have smaller eyes, a lot of dark color down on the bottom is going to bring your eyes smaller. Also, if you have smaller eyes, maybe think about bringing the color out this way. It's just all these little tips and tricks that you can do. So I'm going to leave my eyeshadow here. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Now what I'm going to do is take a fluffy powder brush. This is again a Real Techniques powder brush. So I'm just taking that powder out from underneath my eyes, rubbing this with the fluffy powder brush. So now normally what I do is contour, and I don't really go super crazy with the contouring. You could use any matte bronzer that you have. Hoola bronzer is great. What I tend to do, and I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light contouring palette, and I just put this lightest shade because I'm pale AF. Take that on an angled brush by Morphe. You could use any brush that you have that you're comfortable with. So you want to concentrate the majority of your color back by your ear and then blend it down towards your mouth. And if you were contouring, you would know where to contour by sucking in your cheeks and following that line where your cheeks suck in some. And that's it. That's all I really do on my cheeks. I take a little bit and put it on my forehead, on my nose, on my chin, and then a little on my jawline and blending it down. And that's it. I don't go crazy. Now onto blush. And I just got this sample because it was just my birthday in August. So I got this sample of the Tarte Amazonian Clay in Parte with like 3 A's. And I just take that on a 55 Sephora airbrush brush, and I just smile, and you want to get it on the apples of your cheeks. Blend that in. So it's subtle, it's not a lot, but you still get a flush of color there, especially because I'm a red undertone. I definitely can't skip the blush, or else my face really doesn't match my body. So other people can skip the blush. For me personally, if I'm wearing makeup, I'm wearing blush. Now the next thing that I like to do is highlight, especially for a night out, a little something extra. This is a really large fan brush. I wouldn't typically use this, but it's the only thing that came in my, it's a Morphe brush, and it's the only thing that came in my palette. So I use it with MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. Take a little bit of that, and you could do this with your fingers, whatever kind of brush you have, just as long as you put it right on the tops of your cheekbones, so that when the light hits just right, you have a little something extra. And that is it for the face. That is all I do. Now I move on to the eyeliner. For me personally, I can't really do black or dark colors in my waterline. I do it sometimes, but I will do less eye makeup. So what I do every time I do my makeup is I put black in my tight line. And this feels super uncomfortable for people who aren't used to it, but I've been doing this since I was 12 or 13. So for me, it's not that bad at all. I just put it right up in there. So it gives some definition. Then you could leave it at that, put mascara. You could have not done eyeliner at all and just put mascara and be done with it. I personally like to do a little bit of a wing. So I am no expert by any means. I still mess up on my eyeliner. It just takes practice. It just takes doing it over and over again. So I use the L'Oreal felt tip liner, but you can also get, if you're looking for something higher end, you can get the Stila Stale Day waterproof liquid eyeliner. This stuff is amazing. It is super black, like the blackest black eyeliner. I haven't used it yet because I haven't run out of this, but as soon as I do, this is waiting for me. So what you want to do is start out thin so that if you mess up you can get a thicker line. So you just do little small movements. I start in the middle and go out and then come back to the beginning. Ignore it. So what you want to do is just, like I said before, short strokes from the middle outwards, then work your way towards the front of the eye, draw your line outwards, and you don't want to make it any, once you draw your line outwards, you don't want to make it any thicker up there. So I go from like the middle and connect it back. And that's it. Alright, and now it's time for mascara. I use Too Faced Better Than Sex. I also enjoy Tarte Lights Camera Flashes. Again, I'm no expert. I just stick it on. You definitely want to concentrate the most at your base and go up. Oh, the last step is lip color, but again, this is from the Sephora birthday gift from Tarte. It's the Tarteist lip paint in the color Birthday Suit. It's a great nude. It works on a lot of skin tones, and it's a liquid lipstick. It's a little creamy for a few minutes, but then it dries matte, and if you go to reapply, just try and like rub off a little bit. So there you have it. That's the finished look. It's a super simple, but still looks like you got done up a little bit to go out. And let me know how you guys get on. Leave me any questions you have down in the comments, anything that you want me to show you how to do. I'm just getting started out. So yeah, let me know. Follow me on my social media down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!